During the Jewish year and throughout their lives, religious and Haredi Jews encounter many challenges in their attempts to keep all the Jewish laws for the preparation and consumption of kosher food. It is important to note that not only travelers dressed in traditional clothing require special kosher meals. Many Jews who do not cover their heads or look religious are very careful about the kashrut of the food they eat. Hamazbia is the world's leading company preparing Mahadrin kosher meals for air travelers, including all the necessary solutions for in-flight meal service. This short movie sets out the central issues that you will need to know in order to prepare and serve special kosher meals correctly according to Jewish law in the most comfortable possible way during a flight. There are 3 important stages that a flight attendant needs to understand in order to serve a Mahadrin kosher meal to travelers: organization of the kitchen on the plane, serving the meal, including the hot dish, and service of a second meal during a long-haul flight. When a special kosher meal is prepared in our kitchens, we take great pains to ensure the kashrut of all the ingredients, the cleanliness of the kitchen, and all the other requirements of Jewish law. During the entire process, a religious supervisor ensures that all the rules are kept. The meal that you will be given to serve the travelers is a product of the highest standard, which has been carefully wrapped in plastic in the required manner, labeled according to the type of meal, and stamped with a kosher seal. In order to enable you to identify the different types of special kosher meals, the packages and their labels are color-coded. Red means a meal containing meat or chicken. Green means the meal containing no meat or dairy products. Blue means that the meal is dairy. The hot dish in a special kosher meal that will always be packed in 2 plastic wrapping. It is very important that these 2 wrappings are intact when the dish is placed in the oven. A special kosher meal is usually delivered with a kosher bread roll inside the wrapped package, and it is important to check that the plastic wrapping of this package is intact. Serving a meal during the flight, cold drinks and wine are usually served, but a traveler who is eating a special kosher meal should not be served wine. Please ensure that the labeling on the hot dish matches the label on the special kosher meal package. You must not serve a hot meat dish labeled in red with a meal package labeled in blue or the opposite. It is very important to keep the meal in its package until it is served to the traveler. You should only open the plastic package if the traveler asks you to do so, and you should not serve the hot dish to the traveler if it is not wrapped in 2 layers of plastic. In a situation where there's no Mahadrin meals on board to give to travelers, you may serve them whole fruits or vegetables as an alternative with disposable plastic utensils. A traveler requiring a special kosher meal will not generally take a bread roll that has been heated on the plane unless it has been wrapped in 2 layers of plastic and served with this double wrapping intact. The bread roll provided with a special kosher meal is prepared as mazonot, a type of bread which is similar to cake and does not require the traveler to ritually wash his hands before eating it. Hamazbia is careful to only serve these mazonot rolls so that the traveler and flight attendants are not inconvenienced by travelers needing to wash their hands during the flight. It is usual on the flight to serve coffee and tea after the meal, but one of the main requirements of Jewish law is to separate milk and meat products. It is therefore important that when the tea and coffee are served after a meat meal, a subo milk substitute product is offered. This should be a kosher labeled non-dairy creamer. Please note that a traveler who is observant of kashrut should not be served a dairy meal after a meat meal unless 6 hours have elapsed since the meat meal was completed. For the same reason, a hot meat dish should never be served with a dairy meal package. When a dairy meal is served, a traveler who has requested a special kosher meal should be offered a milk substitute of appropriate kashrut when being served tea or coffee. Hamazbia provides travelers with meals with the appropriate accompanying utensils according to laws of kashrut. If for any reason there is a requirement for additional items, travelers eating special kosher meals should only be given disposable plastic utensils. During Passover, special kosher meals are served with matzah, unleavened bread, instead of regular bread. For your convenience, until we meet again, we have prepared for you a list of Hamazbia's 10 commandments for serving special kosher meals during a flight. The special kosher hot dish must be heated in its 2 layers of plastic wrapping, and the wrappings must be intact when the dish is served. The special kosher meal package should be handed to the traveler sealed in its plastic wrapping. The bread roll included in the package is mezonot and pas yisrael, baked by Jews. If there is a requirement to heat the bread roll, it must be wrapped in a double layer of plastic. Do not serve wine to a traveler who has requested a special kosher meal. Do not serve tea or coffee with milk after a meat meal. They should be only served with a kosher non-dairy milk substitute. A dairy meal should be only served 6 hours after the completion of a meat meal. Even when coffee is served with a dairy meal, it should be only served with a kosher non-dairy milk substitute and not with milk. The utensils provided with our meals are either regular utensils that meet all the kashrut requirements or plastic disposable utensils. Any additional products served to kosher travelers should be served using plastic disposable utensils. During Passover, travelers should be served matzah and not bread with their special kosher meal. In any situation where there is a shortage of למהדרין meals, whole fruits and vegetables can be offered as an alternative with plastic disposable utensils.
חברת המשביע עושה הכל כדי לתת לנוסעים את המנות הכשרות והטעימות ביותר. יחד עם השירות המקצועי והמסור שלכם נוכל להביא את הטיסה לגבהים חדשים.